Hello everyone, welcome to Shantha Lakshmi IAS Academy. So, in this daily current affairs series, let us learn some topics from The Hindu and the Indian Express. So, today in this video, let us learn topics from the news of 29th April 2025. So, in this video, we are going to learn about the CIPRI report, Padma Awards, Rafael MJets, the species bonobo, and the Sandy K. Reef. So the CIPRI, that means Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. So why we are discussing about this? Because it released a report titled Trends in World Military Expenditure 2024, wherein it said that the India's military expenditure for the year 2024 was nearly 9 times that of Pakistan's expenditure, and it grew by 1.6% and amounted to $86.1 billion, whereas the Pakistan spent only $10.2 billion. And it also said that the top 5 military spenders such as United States, China, Russia, Germany and India accounted for 60% of the total military expenditure. It also said that the China's military expenditure rose by 7% and the Europe by 17% and also Russia by the 38%. So, it gave the report regarding the military expenditure regarding the India compared with Pakistan as well as the top 5 military spenders, China, Europe and Russia. So what is this CIPRI? So based on the decision of the Swedish parliament, this was established in the year 1966, dedicated to research into conflict, armaments, arms control and disarmament. Remember, this CIPRI is an independent international institute. It is an independent international institute. It is not affiliated to any United Nations, European Union or any other multilateral organizations such as G7 or G20. So remember, this is an independent international institute. It provides data, analysis and recommendations to policymakers, researchers, media and all as well as the public also. This CIPRI was based in Stockholm. It is regularly ranked among the most respected think tanks worldwide. It gets its funding from the annual grant from the Swedish government as well as from the other organizations for carrying out its research. This CIPRI also cooperates closely with several intergovernmental organizations like United Nations and European Union and regularly receives parliamentary, scientific and government delegations as well as visiting researchers. So this is about the CIPRI. Now coming to the our second topic, that is Padma Awards. YE News President has presented this Padma Awards to 71 eminent personalities of various disciplines and fields. Out of this 71, 4 were conferred with the high, that is Padma Vibhushan, and the 10 were conferred with the Padma Bhushan, and the 57 were conferred with the Padma Shri. And out of this 71, 30 awards were conferred to the unsung heroes, to the personalities who are Indian freedom fighters, and one among them is Libya Lobo Sardesai. She is a 100-year-old Indian freedom activist as well as the Goa liberation freedom fighter. Now, coming to the basic details about the Padma Awards, the government in the year 1954 instituted 2 civilian awards, namely Bharat Ratna and Padma Vibhushan. And this Padma Vibhushan had 3 classes, namely Pahela Varg, Dusra Varg and Tisra Varg. And in the year 1955 on January 8th, these 3 classes is renamed as Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri via the presidential notification. These Padma Awards are announced every year on the occasion of Republic Day, but these were suspended thrice during 1978, 1979 and 1993 to 1997. So remember, these Padma Awards were suspended thrice, 1978, 1979, 1993 to 1997. So this Padma Vibhushan is conferred for the exceptional and distinguished service, and the Padma Bhushan for distinguished service of a high order, and the Padma Shri for distinguished service. And for whom these awards are conferred? For the persons whoever has shown their distinguished and exceptional achievements or service in all fields or activities or disciplines. Basically, these activities are art, social work, public welfare, medicine, or sports, and many others, etc. So, whoever the person has shown exceptional work in these activities, these are conferred with the Padma Awards. And coming to the eligibility condition, all persons without the distinction of race, occupation, position, or sex are eligible for these awards. However, government servants, including those working with the PSUs, except the scientists and doctors, are not eligible for these awards. And who recommends these Padma Awards? These awards are conferred based on the recommendations made by the Padma Awards Committee. This committee is constituted by the Honorable Prime Minister every year. And this awards committee is headed by the Cabinet Secretary and also includes Home Secretary, Secretary to the President, and 4 to 6 eminent persons as members. And these committee will submit their recommendations to the Prime Minister as well as the President of India for approval. And coming to the nomination process is open to the public, and even self-nomination can also be made. And this award is normally not conferred posthumously. However, in highly deserving cases, the government could consider giving an award posthumously. And the higher category of Padma Award can be conferred on a person only where a period of at least 5 years has elapsed since the conferment of the earlier Padma Award. However, in highly deserving cases, the relaxation can be made by the awards committee. And how many awards are given in a year? The total number of awards to be given in a year, excluding posthumous and to NRI, foreigners and OCH, should not be more than 120. And as per Article 18 of the Indian Constitution, the award does not amount to a title and cannot be used as a suffix or prefix to the awardee's name. So these are all about the Padma Awards. Now, moving on to the third topic, that is Rafale MJets, Rafale Marine Jets. So why we are discussing? Because recently India and France has inked an intergovernmental agreement for the procurement of 26 Rafale M aircraft, which includes 22 single-seater and 4 twin-seater to the Indian Navy. And the delivery will begin in 2028 to 29 and it is set to be completed by 2030. So what are these Rafale M jets? It is a 4.5 generation jet and it is the carrier-borne variant It is specifically designed for naval operations from aircraft carriers. It offers omni-role capabilities like air defense and air superiority, reconnaissance, nuclear deterrence, air-to-ground precision strike, close air support, anti-ship attacks, as well as buddy-to-buddy refueling. So how this Rafale M is different from the existing Rafale jets, which are operated by the Indian Air Force. These are land-based Rafale jets. But these Rafale M are specifically designed for the water-based. That means it will operate from the ocean or seas wherever the carrier is based. So, in order to suit the carrier-based operations, this Rafale M has This Rafale HEM has certain modifications which include landing gear. It is equipped with a strong landing gear and a longer reinforced nose wheel designed to withstand the strong impact of arrested or carrier landings. And it is equipped with a heavy duty arrested hook which is important for catching arrested wires on the deck of the carrier. And its airframe is further strengthened to endure the stresses of catapult launching as well as the multiple carrier landings. This Rafale HEM has 13 weapon stations compared to the Rafale 14 on the land-based Rafale. Rafale HEM's additional reinforcement result in a slightly higher empty weight compared to the land-based Rafale. And coming to the speed, both Rafale M and the land-based Rafale can achieve speeds up to Mach 1.8. Now, moving on further, our next topic is bonobos. So why we are discussing this? Because there is an article in the Indian Express which said that after conducting a lot of studies, they decided that the bonobo society is a female dominated society as against their male dominated society of apes. So let us see what are these bonobos. This bonobo, also called the pygmy chimpanzee, and it is listed as endangered in the IUCN Red List. Compared to the chimpanzees, these bonobos are little bit smaller, leaner and darker. And these live in the forest south of the Congo River in the DRC, especially in the Salonga National Park. And coming to the behavior, these bonobos live both on land as well as on trees. And coming to the diet, they feed on plants, animals, and as well as fruits and nuts. So that's why they are omnivorous frugivore. And compared to the male bonobos, female bonobos are somewhat smaller. And these are a matriarchal social structure. And the ground locomotion is characterized by quadrupedal knuckle walking. And these bonobos are also intellectual beings which are capable of passing the mirror recognition test for self-awareness. That means if we give them a mirror and they can look in the mirror and they can recognize themselves as bonobos. They maintain peaceful relationship and settle conflicts through sex. And as we have discussed, these are endangered because of the threat by the humans. Why? Humans hunt bonobos to eat them and trade them as bushmeat and keep them as pets, as well as they use them in traditional medicine. Specific bonobo body parts are believed to enhance sexual vigor or strength. So that's why they are hunted or traded as meat. And recognizing the importance of this endangered bonobo species, the African Wildlife Foundation has declared the February 14 as the World Bonobo Day. Now, coming to the final topic, that is Sandy Cay Reef. So, why this is in news? Because the China and Philippines are defending their claims over this disputed reef, that is Sandy Cay Reef. Philippines is saying that Sandy Cay Reef is theirs, and the China is also asserting sovereignty over the Sandy Cay Reef. And China called these reef as Tixian Reef. This Sandy Cay Reef and Tixian Reef both are same. So this Sandy Cay Reef is a small coral reef present in the northern T2 reefs of the Spratly Islands and the South China Sea. It consists of multiple shallow reef platforms with dynamic sandbanks and is claimed by China, Philippines, Taiwan and Vietnam. It is situated approximately northwest of T2 Island and northeast of Subi Reef. So this T2 Island, also called as Pagasa Island, is the second largest of the naturally occurring island in the Spratly Islands. Coming to the Subi Reef, it is also known as Zubi Reef by the Vietnam, Zamora Reef by the Philippines, or Zubi Reef by the China. It is an atoll in the same Spratly Islands of the South China Sea. It is located southwest of the T2 Island. It is also occupied by China, claimed by Philippines, Taiwan and Vietnam. So this is important for mapping perspective. So we can look here. This is South China Sea. Here it is Taiwan, China, Vietnam and Philippines. And these are Spratly Islands. Here it is the T2 Island and here it is the Subi Reef. So Sandy Cay Reef is somewhere here in between this. So done with the concepts. Now let us look some prelims questions. So consider the following statements in respect of the Bharat Ratna and Padma Awards. This is the 2021 prelims previous year question. So Bharat Ratna and Padma Awards are titled under Article 18(1) of the Constitution of India. No, these are not entitled. And Padma Awards, which were instituted in the year 1954, were suspended only thrice. No, it was suspended only once. No, it was suspended thrice. The number of Bharat Ratna awards is restricted to a maximum of 5 in a particular year. It is 3 in a particular year. And the Padma awards restricted to 120, excluding posthumous, NRIs, foreigners and OCIs. So which of the above statements is not correct? So all three are not correct. So solution 1, 2 and 3 is the D is the answer. Now coming to the second question, consider the following pairs. Country and animal found in its natural habitat. So Brazil, it was given Indri, Indonesia, elk, Madagascar, bonobo. It is asking how many of the pairs above given are correctly matched. Only one, only two, all three and none. This was the question asked in prelims 2024. So the answer is Indri belongs to Madagascar. In the bonobo, we have said it belongs to DRC. And the elk is naturally found in North America and Central Asia. So the answer is none of these above are correctly matched. Solution is D. So that's all for today. Thank you.